Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan. Passing pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
What's going on? We are in the building. It is Friday, the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep. Welcome in. We appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in always. We have made it. The sun is shining. It's a great day, and I hope you are enjoying it. Shep, we got on the right colors, man. I came from a funeral, so I'm glad you're wearing black. I'm wearing black. These are the right colors.
Well, remember, you had the crew neck yesterday, the burgundy really sharp. I tried to do the same thing. I'm not pulling it off quite as well, but I do enjoy it. It's nice and warm.
Man.
Yeah.
You
want to stay warm on a day like this. I did text one of my best friend down in Georgia today, and I said, do me a favor. Don't ever contact me again and tell me how cold it is down there in Atlanta.
It's like 35 right now.
Yeah, he complained to me the other day that it was like 40 degrees. And I said, I'm in my car right now. It's -3. Okay? -3. And that's for real.
It was -3, -4. Cam, what was Ann Arbor looking like this morning? As I say, what's up to my guy?
Hey, in the valley. I actually came from the city. I live in Detroit, B.
Oh, you was in Detroit. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse the hell out of me.
Cold AF, but Ann Arbor colder.
Very true.
Yeah.
Ann Arbor is slightly south, slightly west.
See, Braylon would know that if you invite him over once in a while, Cam. I mean, that fortress of yours.
I beat him too.
You got the moat, you got the hole, you got the drawbridge. You don't want to let anybody in. I get it.
I beat him to the invite. Invited him over on Sunday. It's going to be a little snowy, but hey, we're here for it. Speaking of that, somebody that has been to my crib, that is my right hand, Kool-Aid. What's up, Kool-Aid?
Hey, what up, though, man? Like I said, the snow, the cold, it got me a little bit invigorated on my walking.
Did it?
It did. It did. Not as much as when 2 o'clock hits and it's lights, camera, action. Y'all hit that like button,
you were
man.
you were
Stay
going
warm.
in. You were walking a little swifter, though. Is that fair to say?
A little bit swifter, man.
Man, you know it's cold when you breathe in through your nose and it's stuck.
Or you know it's cold when you don't breathe the whole time you're walking from your car to wherever you're going. Like when you take that last breath, and you're
like you're
all right,
like you're swimming a lap.
You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? Nah.
It's, you know what it is?
Yeah.
It's you're also know it's really cold when you start talking to yourself.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch, it's cold outside.
Yeah,
Man. Right?
You're not lying.
Who's all doing that?
remember
Everybody
Laz's
did that
video,
today,
right?
So I went to the gym this morning because like I said, I went to a funeral. Shout out to my brother Cam. Cam lost his grandfather last week. The funeral was today. His grandfather was an amazing man. I was listening to David Jordan, and everybody that spoke said, "You better not call him Jordan. You better pronounce it Jordan." Classic guy. So respect, love to my brother. I will see you after work. We'll hang out. Got your back. But I say that. I had to get transition now. Man, it was cold as hell out there, Shep. Like, I went to the gym, got there 6 a.m. so I could put the charging that electric car. I got to figure out if this is the decision that I'm going to make. Because right now I haven't made it, which means I don't have the electric port inside the house. So I'm finding charging stations.
Get the one at the house.
Exact. But that's when I pull the trigger on the deal. So right now there's two. There's one 4-minute walk from Chase Bank that's right by the gym that I go to. You shout out to you know where sometimes. And then there's another one in the Costco parking lot, which is 2 minutes from my house. Long story short, drop it off, walk back. So usually that's the plan. I drop the car off. I walk the 4 or 5 minute walk to the gym, go in there, crank out the workout, dry off. Then I walk back to the car.
Nice and easy.
Man, I didn't think about that today. I legitimately dropped that car off and started walking. That 4-minute walk felt like a 20-minute walk. The wind was just blowing in my face like it was knocking my scarf, my hat off. Yeah. It was cold as heck out there. It was a bitch, as you said.
Yeah,
And
when
it's only
you
getting
get
colder on the way.
I know it's going to get colder this weekend.
Yeah.
Tonight, when you've got the
negative
tears
18.
coming down your eyes.
Yeah, and then they stop because they're frozen.
Yeah, and it's not like you just heard a song that was emotional to you, right?
Yeah.
This is when you're getting that, you know it's frigid. I was thinking about you yesterday because I did the driveway.
Yeah.
and I had one of those hats that cover your entire face except for just this area, right? Mm-hmm. And it was still cold.
Yeah.
Last night after the show.
Yeah.
Snow throwing that driveway.
Yeah, it was
and the wind, man. The way the
wind
I
is
can
crazy.
handle the cold.
It's howling too.
Yeah, it is. It's the howling wind. It's kind of like you feel like you're a quarterback out there, right?
Yeah.
Quarterbacks don't mind the rain. They don't mind the cold per se, but they hate the wind. Right?
some of them do.
Some of them do. Yeah, some. The
Some
indoor
of them
guys.
do. I was thinking about this in the funeral. I know I said I was done with it, but this is not about Cam and his grandfather. Just the thoughts of a funeral. Like, I've gone to enough of them in the last year, Shep. Like, what do you want people to say about you? Is now my thought. Like, when I'm in there and I'm sitting there and I'm listening to them saying good things, I believe these people to be great people. Like, what do you want people to say most about you? Or what do you hope people would say about you?
So 3 things.
Okay.
Great father,
Oh, I like this.
loving husband, and true friend. That would be good for me. If that's all people said, if they just got up and made it quick and simple, I would be fine with that. If that's how people view me, loyal friend, true friend, whatever, I'd be all right with that.
That says a lot. Yeah, you're talking about a good husband. You're talking about a good husband, good father, and a great friend. You're talking about somebody that you can count on. Accountability.
That's all
you're
you
talking
want.
about loyalty, honesty.
That's all you want.
Cam, what about you, man? Like, what do you want people to say at your funeral? What are the things that you want?
I mean, straight up, I'm all about peace, love, and happiness. So, just kind of hippie vibes and
True, but
good positive energy.
what do you want someone to say about Cam? Do you want to say Cam was trustworthy? Cam was responsible? Do you want to say Cam was he'd show up for you?
Reliable.
High integrity,
You want
respectful,
there we go.
yes, loyal,
Ah,
100.
loyal comes back.
Yes, sir.
I like that one. I like all of them.
Wolverine.
See,
Big-
now we're
big
talking.
shot Wolverine.
Hey, I like that
Let's
one.
go blue.
He's got the big mention
I'm about to say
Wolverine
X-Men
and
or
the minor
X-Men.
mention Texas. You know what I'm saying? He's like, he's the big Wolverine, minus Texas. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad. Kool-Aid, what about you? You know, what is something that you want people to say at your funeral? And I'm sorry I'm making you guys think about your own funeral, but it's like that movie, A Fault in Our Stars. Let me see where you guys are going to go with the
think it
eulogy
helps
before I
us
get
more
to
than-
Or the
with-
song by Tim McGraw, the funeral procession. Yeah.
Tim McGraw is hell of a musician.
I think it's okay to realign and
Actor.
think about some of our life goals and if we're headed that way and what we need to do to get there. For me, it's you don't want to be known as a family man, as a person who brightens up a room, and 3 is a man of God. Honestly, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, you brighten the room. That's for damn sure.
Definitely,
so you got
yeah.
that checked off.
Definitely,
Hopefully it stays that way. Yeah. It is interesting how you feel that way. I've always... That's been one of those things that I struggle with. Sometimes I just start thinking about it when I'm driving. How people are able to move forward in life and still live after losing somebody who they admired and loved so much. And yet you can still laugh. You can still smile. You can still enjoy life, even though it may have a little bit of a hint of disappointment overall.
The people that do it the best, man, are the people I believe that are rooted in faith, and the people that have those around them. Like, you gotta have people around you. You gotta have people
strong
that you, 100% people that you can bounce ideas off of, talk to. You need that. Like, I don't care how strong you are. I don't care how much money you make. Like, being alone sucks. Like, being alone sucks. You have to have somebody. So if this is you, reach out to somebody. Because a lot of us have people. We just have situations that have happened, so we've distanced ourselves from those people. So,
No, you're right. There's a lot of things that make you think. While you were, unfortunately, at that event, I was at an event that really made me think earlier today. I went down to Little Caesars Arena. And
got some footage too, man.
You got some footage, yeah. And this is called the Court of Dreams, all right? And this is sponsored by Game Above and the Detroit Pistons. And for every home game...
Shout out to both of them.
Yeah, for every home game, they have kids out there who get the opportunity to play on this floor where their heroes make their living, right? The smile and the satisfaction and the energy and the excitement that these kids brought with their coaches, and some of them, a little bit more challenged than others, both mentally and physically, but you would never know based on the smile and the excitement they had at playing at that facility. And having a chance to talk with the coaches and some of the kids and the organizers with the Pistons and with Game Above, it brought a smile to my face. There was a time where I was choked up because there's a little girl who was, didn't get the easiest route in life, and made a basket. And she ran down the floor with 2 thumbs up, looking at her mom and dad in the stands. And she could not have been prouder.
Yeah.
And it warmed my heart. It really did. This is a beautiful program, and I give both those companies a lot of credit. They absolutely loved it. And you've got 2 games. This was a game from 12 to 1:30, and then there's another game following that, and it's for every home game. So I love it. Absolutely love it.
You hear me? Cause I said somebody had some yams over there.
There's some kids who are out there enjoying themselves, but also pretty big. There was one kid, Bray, I was thinking about you. He was grabbing every rebound. He was bigger than everybody else.
Okay.
He was grabbing every rebound. He didn't even look to shoot. He just handed it to his friend. He kept handing it to his friend who was probably half his size, trying to make the shot, and kept doing it. And I just started clapping for that kid. I wanted to go up and give him a huge hug because it was so beautiful. It was the wholesome side of sports. And really, that we need to get back to that. I texted my kids right away, and I said to them in so many words, look, thanks for so many beautiful memories.
Yeah.
You know, I think sometimes we get caught up in that. As parents, we get caught up in the competitive side of things, and we forget what sports teaches us. And what this program teaches these kids, and really all of us, is about special moments in life. And that's what it was.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
I was going to say, I've enjoyed what sports has been for me. The different pro athletes that I've been able to be around, like Bray, Lindsey Hunter, and others who've mentored me throughout different phases of my life. But I also tell them, your prime is the shortest part of your adulthood. But your ability to be a teacher and a mentor and be able to help other people have some aspect of a prime is going to be the longest part of your life.
Love that.
So as you go through your prime and you capture these moments, make sure you're also trying to help others have that, because that's where we all wind up at the end of the day.
But you also notice that the athletes who make it to the highest level, okay, Braylon, they don't push their kids. This is a broad brush, but they don't push their kids. What they do is they support their kids.
Yep.
And I think there's a huge difference. We have lost some of that in our society, where mom and dad may have not made it.
Yeah.
They didn't make it to his level, but I'll be damned if my kid doesn't make it. Well, you know what? If your kid chooses that path, support him. Do everything you can to help them. Please make it enjoyable. That's all I ask. Please make it fun for them.
I saw some horror stories, man.
Oh, babe.
You would think having a father that played at the University of Michigan, that played in the NFL, the whole 9 yards, I know I'm going to do this. You're going to. Like, my dad never told me I was going to play baseball.
That's
an
even better
example.
example.
To play football.
Yeah.
I was going to run track. You know what he said? Well, would you like to run track? Would you like to play baseball? Would you like to play basketball?
Exposed you to everything, though.
100%. But it was my choosing. Like, I chose. The only one he wouldn't let me play was football until I was 12. I kept begging to play football, and eventually he let me play. And once I was able to play, like, it was of my own. That's why I never fell out of love with the games. Like, a lot of times in this day and age, the parents are trying to live vicariously through the kids. So I'm going to push you. Hey, you're going to be this. Hey, look at my son. My son's this. My son's that. How you know your son's going to be a 5-star?
Man, your dad was
your son's 6.
You don't.
His son's 6.
You don't know. Exactly right.
And you see these kids, like, who was the baby Gronk? The baby Gronk,
I remember him,
for lack of a better word, baby Gronk was like a little white boy maybe like 4 or 5 years ago.
Well, Gronk's white too, so that helps.
True, but he could have been black. I mean, Gronk's as good of a player where like everybody's saying Gronk in the backyard. Like when he's like 5, 4, like everybody's saying Gronk.
Just like Moss was.
So he was a little young kid. And he was. You got Moss exactly.
Yeah.
So. All right, he was a kid 4 years ago. Went viral. His father was pushing him to this, and he was really good at the little league level. But then you just saw him break. He's like 9, 10, 11. He's breaking down and broke down and stopped playing football. Like at 12 years old, because his father has, this is what you're going to do.
That's
this
sad.
is who you're going to be. I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
And Braylon think
He was annoying enough that I was like, man, this little kid's annoying. But then you follow the story a little bit more, and then you see him not want to do the videos, and then eventually stop, and you're like, damn, man, that wasn't even who he wanted to be, and I'm judging this little 19-year-old.
You and I talked about Todd Marinovich back in the day, where the father, in case people
he's
don't
still
know,
reeling.
where the father literally wed a woman for the reason to produce a son
Genes.
who would be tall, I don't know if it was left-handed, but tall. They taught him to be
He's
left-handed
lefty, yeah.
and did everything. Couldn't have any sugar, couldn't have anything until he was in college. When he got to college, all bets are off, baby.
Used to make a run home from practice, and not the proverbial, back in my day, we used to walk 40 miles. No, he used to run 10 miles, like from school to, and then I think they shortened the trip. But, I mean, he was number 2 pick overall. It didn't work out. But
no, it did not.
And my friends in college used to call it NBA baby.
Yeah,
It's
everywhere, dude. It is everywhere.
NBA,
I don't
baby.
think social media has helped it either. Okay, but a program like that really brings you back a little bit.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me that your dad was like that because of the quality man he is. So it doesn't surprise me at all. You and I have seen this before, though. We've seen parents who push their kids, and the kids, I don't want to say rebel, but there is a little pushback from them eventually. Maybe not right away because you're so influential as a parent, and kids are so susceptible to that influence early on in life.
Story time. You ready for story time? Here's a quick story. You mentioned the NBA baby, if you will, 2007. So maybe it started in 2005 or 6. Like I was following women's basketball a little bit. There was a player. Everybody knows what I'm talking about because her knees now look like Kenny Smith. She works on the desk with them as well. But she was an interest, saw her at a couple events. She still was in college. I was just in the NFL. SB's 2000. There you go. SB's 2007. We had a chance to link up. Made my move. We hung out for that whole weekend. Then we started dating. Fast forward, I'm like, she's 6'4", I'm 6'4". Like, she's hella athletic, and I know what I am. I'm like, man, too bad she's married to Sheldon Williams. But anyway, long story short.
That's my guy.
Like 100, I was like, man,
you can't slide.
Me and CP. And I ain't talking about Chris Paul. Me and CP might make something happen, but
you and CP eventually make 3.
Oh, no,
technically she was CP3.
Yeah,
she wore 3 in college. But yes, that was a situation where I was like, man, if we have a seed, this seed's gonna be a hooper slash baseball player.
You thought about it. Your mind went there,
right? Because I'm thinking. Yeah. But you know what was crazy, Shep? I never thought football. I wasn't thinking of some 6'7" wide receiver. Hoops? I was thinking of a 6'7" left-handed pitcher.
Oh.
Or I was thinking of hoops.
Okay, Tarek. Thank you.
100%.
Yeah. A black Tarek is what it would be.
We'd have been mixed. It'd have been mixed. No, but that is a real thing. No, but it's
got the chat trying to guess. I think somebody think they know it, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
they should know it.
It's really not hard. It's really not
very
hard.
attractive and a very good basketball player.
Yeah.
Tennessee
Vols. That last name.
Yeah, start there. I mean, you don't have to go much further than that. We are going to go further with some football. We got the conference championships this weekend.
I'm excited.
Want to get Bray's thoughts on that? There's a lot of things that we're going to talk about in that regard too. Especially when it comes to those championship games. You got the Rams at the Seahawks, third meeting. You've got the Patriots visiting the Broncos. Which team do you want to win? Which team do you think will win? And how much of a difference will that be? That and a whole lot more on the Braylon Edwards Show after this from Ben Johnson and Art and Jakes.
I'm going to have to call Ben Johnson, man. I might have been telling too much in my business. I needed to make sure that I keep these events to myself.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I think there's a lot more people who want to hear more about that business if you get my drift.
Nice. Good, brother.
Hey, man, everybody's the same size when they lay down.
What's that commercial I was talking about? Okay. Yeah.
I can't with you guys, man. You guys are hilarious.
Hold on. Let me get to the read. I'm sorry.
Did you shut up? Excuse me. Let's get the show back on the rails. Corporations, the government, even your insurance company will do whatever it takes to minimize their liability and withhold your compensation. Don't let it happen. So when something goes wrong, make Ben Johnson the first call you make and get the fighter in your corner. He's a fighter who's been doing it for a very long time. Ben Johnson Law, they want to fight for you. So reach out. BENfights.com.
I left my phone in the car. And that's probably too much information for people. The good news is I don't have to worry about a phone when I'm at Art and Jakes. You know why? Because I don't have to look on social media. Everything's right there in front of me. Everything. Those 80 television sets are a beautiful sight when you want to watch a lot of different sporting events.
Crazy.
And the food is fantastic. And the drinks are pouring. You got 22 different draft beers. And on top of all that, if you didn't think it could get any better than that, this is where you would need your phone. You go to the watch party, the Michigan State watch party, Friday, January 30th at Art and Jake's in East Lansing. Wear your school colors. Make sure you are talking your team up and enjoy the atmosphere. At Art and Jake's in East Lansing, we want you to be there, not just to watch the rivalry, but experience it with Woodward Sports.
Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shepard Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Like a frostbite straight from the divine. Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, it's an ache. No side effects, no mistake. Chill Sub-Zero. Icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play. Chill Sub-Zero.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential, and we do not judge here. That's why it's home of the judgment-free zone. Also, squeaky clean gyms, man. We make sure that your safety as well as your cleanliness is number one priority for us. And then also, too, members have access to trainers. We know you're getting your journey started, or even if you already know your way around the weight room, we just want to make sure that you have that extra boost and that extra guidance. Come on down with over 50 metropolitan and Detroit locations. This is the gym for you. It's the gym for everybody. We're all strong on this planet, and that planet is Planet Fitness.
You know, when you have some alcoholic beverages this weekend, you don't want something too strong. You don't want something that you're going to waste your time
early,
right? It is. Well, it's a Friday, and it's
5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and some of our good friends here have a Friday tradition. Let's put it that way. So I wouldn't be starting any different or any earlier than them, but if I do get started early, I'll get started with a Sun Cruiser vodka iced tea because it is clean, it is crisp, and it's only 100 calories. Like, I am not going to feel weighted down when I have this good-looking and really delicious-tasting beverage. It's at tailgates, it's at couchgates, it's at Braylon's Party on Sunday. This season, let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser vodka iced tea and Woodward Sports, but please drink responsibly.
Yeah,
we were just talking about, you know, the Court of Dreams there at Little Caesars Arena, and while I was there, I couldn't help but think, and I know the Knicks are coming to town on February 6th, and I was saying to somebody within the organization, I said, you know, New York's going to make a move. And they were nodding along with me. Sure, okay. And I thought, and I'm not going to ask them, are you going to make a move? Because they're not going to tell me, okay? They may hint at it, and they may say, you know, we could use it. We keep hearing the same names over and over and over again, at least from our show, and I think on this network. Can you give me somebody outside of the names we have mentioned who you would like and why?
Trying to think outside the norm names. You mentioned a good one, Kool-Aid. I won't give that away. I'll give one connected to him. Maybe a Malik Monk would be interesting in terms of how fast he heats up. His game is very consistent on the offensive point, and he plays both sides of the court. Proven player over the years in this league. I like that option.
Remember when this first
Keegan Murray was a name that we thought about drafting. You know, coming out of Iowa. This would have been 4 years ago coming out of Iowa. I think he ended up going to pick before we had. So that would be an interesting one. 6'8" guy that can shoot the three, stretch, if you will. Don't know how well he is at creating his own shot, Kool-Aid. But those are two names that I've seen that we have not talked about, that I know the player, I'm familiar with the game. That I'm like, it could be something to that move.
Herb Jones is a name?
The Pelicans.
Yeah, he's 27 years old, so that wouldn't be a bad one.
Yeah,
that's one that has. When we first started talking about this a while back, I remember names like Lauri Markkanen that isn't mentioned any longer, and I got no problem with that. Domantas Sabonis, who would help you immensely.
I love Sabonis.
I do too.
Like Sabonis.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
The first thing I'm trying to identify is here, what do you think this team needs? I don't want a guy just for the sake of a guy, but I do think, you said this off mic 2 days ago, we need a dude. You need another dude with the ultimate dude that you have. Okay? So everybody's proud of Cade Cunningham, and for good reason. But he needs that sidekick, that regular guy, night in and night out, who's going to help that cause and isn't playing in the post. Okay? I don't want a guy coming off the bench. I got some guys coming off the bench. I want a starter. I want a guy who's going to be out there, logging some minutes, and be a consistent scorer. Yeah. Who am I describing here?
Whoever you describe needs to be, he needs to be a dude, but a dude that's a professional. You need to come in and understand what your plan is, why we brought you in here, what we expect out of you. We expect you to be able to fill the cup up. And also, too, we expect you to be able to help Cade in other things, other realm, whether it's the leadership role, the leadership aspect. We need your ass on both sides of the court. Don't come here and think you're just scoring points. We need someone to come here and understand that as we're sitting at the table, sitting across
motor on 110.
and working on, you said what?
Motor on 100.
Yeah, motor on 100. Like, this is what we're asking for you. We're not asking you to come score 30 and that's it. There are other things that come with coming to the Pistons. I think where I'm at now with the Pistons, though, I don't necessarily know if I want the big swing anymore, Shep.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if I want or need the Michael Porter Jr. swing. Like, the Lauri Markkanen is off the table right now, and I think it's good that move is off the table. I think you need a swing of the not a lower tier swing, but a lower tier swing.
Okay.
Like, I think somebody of maybe the ones that we named, there would be some interest here.
Would Benedict Mathurin fit that bill?
Because I don't know if you have to break this team up
I'm not
so much. I'm talking about myself.
Yeah, I got you.
was at one point. I don't know if you have to break this team up so much from what they are and what they're doing and what the East is and their opportunities. I think they're a better team than I thought they were, and I think they have a much better chance to get through the East than I thought. Don't know if you need that huge swing. I think a mid-tier swing is where I'm at for the Pistons.
So I think Mathurin would fit that bill then.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't know if Indiana would give it, but remember, he's an impending free agent. Same draft class, I believe, as Jaden Ivey.
Oh, no, they got history.
So, yeah. So,
oh, yeah.
So if that would be an interesting move, an impending free agent coming here and an impending free agent going there. I doubt they would do it. First, I doubt they'd do it in the division. Second of all, I doubt they'd do it for that unless if you're going to make that trade, you want somebody. I don't know if this is the right mindset because Steve Yzerman has this mindset, and I think it's the right mindset. You don't go get Quinn Hughes, who had 3 assists last night and is an absolute monster as a defensive player, and I mean as a really good player, unless he's going to be here for a while.
Yeah.
You're not going to trade for Artemi Panarin if he's going to be a free agent next year, and you're giving up good prospects for a guy who's going to pump in 30 for you, but going to leave after a year. Yeah. So I would think the same thing, maybe that the Pistons would be doing that with Mathurin. That's all.
Yeah, no, 100%. Having a guy that's going to stay and you're building something now, like you're not looking for the one-off. I don't think the Pistons are in the business looking for that one-off. They don't need to be in the business looking for that one-off. You need to find a guy that's a guy that, you know what, we want him here. We're willing to let this thing play out for 3 to 4 years, 3 to 5 years, or whatever it is. I agree with that.
What if I said Zach LaVine?
No.
And what if I said Kyle Kuzma?
No to both of them for me. Like Kyle Kuzma, I don't know if it's maybe my hang-up for – just looking at him for the goofball that he is from time to time. Like, he can play a little bit, but I don't know if his goofy and aloofness is what I want here and what the Detroit Pistons are. So I don't know what I don't know, but I would say no. Zach LaVine can score with the second-tier guys in his league. Like, his mid-range is amazing. He can shoot threes.
Yeah,
the guy can score. Guy can play. Like, I don't need him dunking anymore because he doesn't need to dunk anymore. He can score that basketball in many ways. But I don't need somebody just trying to shoot threes and go out there and just get comfortable in the corner. And a guy like Zach LaVine,
you already have a guy like that.
100%. If he makes 1 to 2 threes, he'll be in that corner the rest of the night. And he won't play defense from time to time. He also misses games from time to time. I like him as a player. I don't want him on my team.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and I was gonna say for me, one of those names.
The team that the Pistons have built.
Yeah, when you're talking about those mid-tier players, that's where. I don't know what he's still considered in this league, but Colin Sexton, for his career, he was an 18, 3-and-3 type of guy. Usage is down a little bit this year, but his defensive win share is actually up this year, and he's still finding ways to average about 15 and 5 on just under 50% shooting from the floor. I see Dante 151 in the chat. That was actually one of his picks too.
Okay.
A Colin Sexton of sorts. I know he's with the Charlotte Hornets right now, but and they're looking to unload. Another name that came up in the chat.
He's only 27 too. That's the good news, right?
Yep, still relatively young. And so that's a player, like when you look at the situation there, I think that is a pick that could be fit the bill, whether you need him coming off the bench or if you increase that usage a little bit. He's just one of those kind of go-getter, bucket getters.
Yeah, but not a high three-point shooting guy. But
no.
To Braylon's point, I mean, he can create his own, right? He's a decade and drive kind of guy, and he's going to play some minutes for you. I think he's averaging about 23, 24 minutes right now for Charlotte. So that would be a good fit, I would guess. I do wonder if you're replacing one guy you are hopeful with in his skill set in Jaden Ivey for a guy who is somewhat established but isn't going to be that all-star on a regular basis. Maybe I'm asking
He
for
is
too much.
expiring contract, too, at that. So it'd be interesting to see when you talk about Colin Sexton. But you're right. For the skill set, if you can get somebody here that can knock down that three-pointer, it helps to unclog that lane just that much more for your Jalen Durance, your Cade Cunninghams, your Sar Thompsons, who we're hoping he can get as clear cut to the basket as possible.
To what
avoid those free throws.
To what Shepard's alluding to, though, like you don't want to get rid of a guy like Jaden Ivey. You trade him, and you're trading him before you see what he really can be. You're just believing.
Yeah,
Like, I believe I've seen.
there.
I believe I've seen as high as he can go. So we'll trade him now. Don't trade him for a guy that you're going to bring and then hope to. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Because I agree. Like, don't trade Jaden Ivey, who you haven't seen it yet. You assume for a guy that you're like, all right, we believe that maybe, we hope that he,
I'm glad you said that, though, because there's a lot of people who I think they disrespect Ivy and the type of player he's shown himself to be pre-injury. And even after injury, he's shown the flashes, and the three-point shooting is actually not that bad for a Jaden Ivey this year. And so I don't think it's the if you're talking about trading him, value that. Don't disrespect that, and that's what I believe that
I don't know if it's a disrespect. It's you're going to have to give up something to get something.
Yeah.
And let's face it, he's been injured the last 2 years, and he has not. The team showed us. The team's the one that led the way on this. The team's the one that said, you know what, we're not picking up that fifth-year option because we're just not sure. I don't think it's disrespectful if all of us are saying we're not sure if this guy is going to be all that. As a high draft pick and a guy you thought was going to be a building block for your team, he has not proven that yet. That's not disrespectful.
Well, no, I wasn't saying that. I was saying as it relates to him as an asset. Like, just trading him doesn't mean that he's trash.
I got
That's what I mean. Like, you can trade him and have trades where, you know what, an outgoing player is pretty good.
Yeah.
And that's where the mindset has to be because they drafted decently.
Yeah.
They got a whole lot of young players whose contracts are going to come due kind of right one after the other. You got Duren and Ivy, and guess what? Marcus Sasser. What are you doing with Isaiah Stewart in about another year? So it's like when you draft as well as they did, there's going to be some of these guys who are going to, unfortunately, we've talked about this. All of us have talked about this, wind up becoming cap casualties because in the NBA, it's difficult to keep everybody. Like what we see Brad Holmes doing with the Lions and just signing people, the NBA is not necessarily set up to keep, if your guys are panning out to earning contracts, to keep all those guys on the roster anymore.
Well, you've got to be creative. You can't go give Jason Tatum $73 million. So I think the Pistons can do that. They just have to be, very stringent with how they're going about it, right? I Boston couldn't do it because they are spending gobs of money on just a couple of guys. But isn't it interesting that other teams have been able to do it? I mean, Oklahoma City's been able to do it.
And they're asking y'all about somebody here, too, in the chat, man. Dante151. He's asking you guys, would Shep and Bray be interested in one Miles Bridges, who is hitting about 33% from three, 84% from the free throw line, 44% from the field? I know the Pistons had interest before there was some issues. Allegedly and reportedly, rumoredly, I guess, a contract was on the table before some of the issues a few years ago.
Yeah, I have interest in the NFL conference round. That's what my interest is. I'm waiting for you guys to start. I'm like, what are we talking about here? We got an hour left. No, I'm just messing with you. The thing with Miles Bridges is this. I saw the same thing with, rest in peace, Charles Rogers. Miles Bridges likes to turn up. Like, Miles Bridges likes to turn up a little bit, 1,000%. We know where Miles Bridges turned up in college. It's right up the road. What interests me is him being so close to his old school, his old stomping grounds, and all that, and being in his atmosphere. I don't know how serious he would be. Now, I'm not taking anything away from who he's become. Like, obviously, I'm looking back at the situation that happened and how he's came. Congratulations to him for getting his life back on track. With that being said, that did happen, and that would be a concern of mine. Like, is he going to come here?
Some of the things I heard about Imani Bates.
Exactly. Is being home, being close to home, is it enough? Not everybody can be mature enough. Like, when I was 22 and I got drafted, like, down the street, like, we went to Elysium and partied in the offseason. Like, we were at all the clubs in the offseason. I don't know what that looks like for me during the season if I'm at home. I don't know if I'm now – well, my mom wouldn't allow that. She'd have broke my neck.
I was just gonna say,
but with that being said, I'm trying to throw myself into the situation. Sometimes people can't handle when they're that close to home because friends, family, everybody now has an hour and 30-minute drive to get to you, to have access to you, to be around you and then maybe get you to go out. So he would be an interesting one. Like, I just don't know with him being so close to home. Where's his
great question.
Maturity professional level at?
Yeah, you hope he's better at age 27 than he was at 22, 23, 24, right? Obviously. It's a little concerning. Here's a guy who's averaged over 20 points per game in each of the last 3 seasons or so, and now it's down. His field goal percentage is down. Maybe that has to do with Charlotte. Maybe the fact that he's not playing with as many good players. Maybe he's not playing for something. Guarantee that he puts that red, white, and blue on for the Pistons. It'll mean a little bit different for him. Yeah, so that's a concept that I have not necessarily considered. They had a hell of a dunk last night, I can tell you that.
Charlotte's a team where, like, you look at the guys, they have a lot of talent, but the problem is it's Charlotte. So a lot of guys are doing their own thing, guys getting contracts, guys getting highlights. They only play Like when they play big teams and they play good teams, because you'll turn on Charlotte and watch them get blown out by like a team that's not even that good. Like you name a team that's at the lower tier, they'll get blown out by them, the Jazz, etc. Maybe the Wizards, they'll take them out, and then they'll play a team that everybody's gonna watch, like Dallas or like the Pistons now, or like Celtics, and mess around, beat them by 10. So I think that's what you get a lot with them. Like they can play, but they just don't focus all year long because it is Charlotte and always.
Look, I'm totally with you on that. I don't think he fills the void that is needed. Yeah. I don't think he's a great shooter. Okay, what's his range? I mean, I know he can hit some threes. What's his range? Comfortability wise,
probably like 20 feet.
That's what you're looking for. Although last night he went 5 for 7 from deep. So I got to be careful.
It's like it happens.
Yeah. So I was just thinking that out loud, wondering about the number of different names and if we had any new ones. And I think we gave some new ones, which I really, really like.
Are we getting to a point with, not to cut you off, Shepard, are we getting to a point with the Pistons where if they don't make a move by the trade deadline, are we getting closer to a point where if they don't make a move, we're okay?
It's funny you said that.
Is that starting to happen?
It's funny you said that because it's exactly what I said to a buddy of mine last night.
I would agree.
I said I was upset that the Lions didn't make one.
Facts.
I was upset that who the Tigers made. I would say they didn't make one, but they'll tell you they did, and I'd
who
argue
they chose
to. The Red Wings, I think, need to make one.
Facts.
And I think the Pistons can win the East without making one. I don't think they can win the NBA championship. I would remind everybody that they don't have to play through the West. They don't have to play Denver and San Antonio and anybody else out there, and Minnesota if they were to get there, or the Lakers if they were to get there. They have to play one Western Conference team. And it's in all likelihood it's going to be Oklahoma City because they've proven to be that so far. You don't have to worry about that other stuff. And I'm not saying anything's a given or a taken. I just, when people say, "Oh, they can't beat anybody in the West," the West has 4 better teams than they. Okay, go ahead, brag about the West having 4 better teams if that's how you feel. No. Detroit doesn't have to play all 4 of them. They got to play one of them. That's all I would say. And I think Detroit is clearly the best team in the East. It doesn't mean they will be by the trade deadline ending, because I think somebody's going to make some moves. But as of right now, I think they're in really good shape.
Yeah, watch out for the Celtics.
For sure.
But I'm talking about something that watch out for the Celtics to make a move where you're like, because remember, this is around that time, obviously it's trade deadline, but this is around that time where you see moves, you're like, wait, huh? Yeah. What? Remember what happened last year around this time?
Yeah. And that's the beauty of the NBA. There's a lot of moves taking place, very similar to Major League Baseball and actually hockey. Those 3 sports more than any other, right? Those are all making deals. I mean, hockey's doing it already.
Yeah, I agree with you about the Red Wings needing to make a move because how good they are this year, where I've seen Dylan Larkin's leadership go up. Like, he's on another level. I apologize for my comments about him. Shout out to you, you amazing blue, blah, blah, blah. But there are situations where hockey it's whoever gets hot. I know it happens in baseball too, but hockey's one of those sports when you get in there, you get hot, you can roll through. All the games go 7. All the series go 7. They're high scoring games. You add another player in this round, you can do some damage.
Yeah, I think it depends on who's getting hot. If the hot player is a goaltender, I'm with you 100%. I think it's really hard to stay hot as a skater, save a guy like Connor McDavid or Nathan McKinnon. Sure, but look at how good the goaltending was. I think the goaltending gets on a roll. Like John Gibson's won 7 straight, and look at what he's done, right? And there's a lot of stuff like that that's associated with it. The reason I say that about the Red Wings, and then we'll move on to football, I mean, Dougie Hamilton with a right-handed shot, the big long reach, the big size, the strength, the physicality, I think that would be an ideal fit for the Red Wings, not sure what they'd have to give up for it. All right, let's get to some football stuff because we've got the conference championship games taking place this weekend. You've got the Rams visiting Seattle, and you've got New England going to Denver. Before we get to our predictions, and we will get to our predictions, but is there a team out there right now of the 4 left who you feel is for sure, a sure bet, going to advance? Any of the 4 teams that there's no doubt. I don't see how this team can win the other team for sure.
No. I believe
then that's a beautiful thing for the NFL.
Yeah, 100%. The answer is no. When you look at the Rams and you look at the Seahawks, obviously I've been on the Rams all season long. Mm-hmm. This week they get their right guard back, who's the 2nd highest graded guard this year, only behind, I want to say, the Denver Broncos right guard. Then you get Davante Adams back. So you're looking at a team that last time they played the Seahawks that they beat, they put up 33 points without those two players. But at the same time, Seahawks are at home. Seahawks are riding a wave. That defense is playing lights the hell out. We watched a couple plays yesterday where you see Caleb Williams had all that time, and when he was able to deliver that pass, there was nobody open. And you were counting about 7 seconds. So even though I believe in the Rams, look, Sam Darnold has shown you, like if you leave him in the game long enough, if you give him that extra opportunity, he can make a play. And their special teams have been good for them. So no. And on the opposite side, the Broncos, I understand that Bo Nix isn't playing, but their defense is the second-rated defense in the league, the number one defense in the red zone. Benito has been lights the hell out all season long, and they're going to be at home. So those guards or those offensive linemen for the Patriots that are used to playing at home, they're going to be in Denver. So they won't get that jump off the ball. So they're going to have to legitimately go same time model as his defensive line. Jarrett Stidham, I understand he's replacing Bo Nix, and everybody's scared, it's Jarrett Stidham. You saw what Bo Nix was this year. How are they going to win with him? Because the defense is that good.
Right.
And Stidham is a quarterback that has been vetted by Josh McDaniels, Sean Payton. They like his knowledge of the game. They like the way he sees the game. He's not going to go out there and do too much.
See, Denver's got it at every level.
Yes.
Okay, Zach Allen, really good pass rusher. Of course, Benito, linebacker, comes off the edge, more of an edge rusher than a linebacker. And, of course, the reigning defensive player of the year, Patrick Surtain. They've got it every level on the defensive side. The thing that I think people have a tendency to overlook, and I think you're hinting at it, well, I was going to say that defense might put their offense in better situations that allow them to have shorter fields. And if Jarrett Stidham, who hasn't thrown a pass in 3 years, doesn't have to worry about driving, doesn't have to worry about driving his team 95 yards for a score, if suddenly he's going 55 or he's going 60, at least he realizes I don't have to do a ton. I can get a little bit further, and at least we'll get some points out of this and a field goal, and who knows what that does for his confidence moving forward.
100%. I think the game is going to come down to two things. One, how well can the Denver Broncos run the ball? Because that's what's going to be key. Them running the ball. R.J. Harvey's been very inconsistent on the year. Sometimes he looks good. Other times you don't even know he's the running back. He looks like a wide receiver trying to fill that void, fill that role. No J.K. Dobbins. So pay attention to the run game for the Broncos. And also, Drake May is a second-year quarterback that is used to playing in Foxborough. This is not Foxborough. This is Denver. It's going to be rowdy. And, yes, I know people say, it's not about experience. Look how good the team is. I call BS. Like, I played in a situation with a young quarterback in these rounds, and you see the lack of experience at times. You see not overwhelmed, but you see guys looking at the lights. And that can happen to you. So pay attention to Drake May under that duress and that stress, that pressure, and then pay attention to the run game for the Broncos. Like, that's going to be where it's at.
You mentioned Sam Darnold, and I'm glad you did, because no starting quarterback in the playoffs threw for fewer yards or has thrown for fewer yards than Sam Darnold, okay? Under 130 in Seattle's win. They won that game because of special teams and defense. And I'm not going to try and convince anybody that he's a top, maybe even a top 15 quarterback. He has won 14 games back-to-back years. The only other quarterback to do that was Tom Brady. At what point, and I'm not trying to convince you because I'm not necessarily sold on him either. I'd take just about every quarterback over him in the playoffs, at the start of the playoffs. But at what point do we look at Sam Darnold and say, you know what? Yeah, I think he can lead this team. Think about that.
Yeah.
His team might be in the Super Bowl for whatever reason. It might be in the Super Bowl. I don't know if you think he'll be the worst quarterback ever to get to the Super Bowl. I don't think he would be, but he's probably in that conversation for some people, don't you think?
Yeah, you know what? At the end of the day, he's going to have to win a big game. And I understand he's won. He beat the Rams in week 16. They beat the Rams, and it was a hell of a play. They go to overtime, and he was lights out in overtime, et cetera. That wasn't his game.
No.
That was not his game. That was the defense's game. Yeah. Rashid Shaheed returned that punt return, and when he returned the punt return, it turned to a different game, and he played extremely well the last series in overtime. I give him a lot of credit for that. Yeah. He's got to go win a game. Matt Stafford didn't get any respect, Shep, till he won a Super Bowl.
True.
Like, Matt Stafford didn't get any respect until he won the Super Bowl. The whole year with the Los Angeles Rams, everybody's waiting for him to struggle. He struggled against the Seahawks in the first time they played them. He struggled against the Seahawks in the second game, and Russell broke his thumb or broke his finger, and they win that game, and then they start to play well. He beats Tom Brady, and that's the first time you're like, Nah, you know what? The DB dropped the pass. Because remember, that's what's said. Like, it was like, the safety dropped the pass. If the safety intercepts the ball, Tom wins another one. Matt Stafford does what he always does. He had the last drive with Cooper Kupp throwing his second touchdown to Cooper Kupp. That's when he got accepted. Last time I checked, Sam Darnold hasn't done what Matt Stafford has done in terms of as a quarterback. So he goes out there, he beats the Rams. This game, then I think people will believe in him moving forward. They'll believe in him in the Super Bowl, and they'll believe in him moving forward to next year. He's got to have that game because right now when we talk about it, you talk about everybody else but Sam Darnold. Last year you talk about Kevin O'Connell.
You're
you talk about
right.
Justin Jefferson. You talk about Addison. You talk about how good the run game was last year. This year you talk about McDonald, how good of a coach he is, how good how great that defense is, how strong the running game is with K9 and Zach Charbonnet, who won't be playing, which is going to hurt them, who won't be playing. That's what you talk about with Sam Darnold. When we can have the conversation about a team that he plays for and it's what he's going to do, I think that's when it is. And I think it's beating the Rams this game.
A friend of mine in Boise and I were talking yesterday, and we were talking about this very topic. You could literally see Stidham against Arnold. I want you to think about that for a minute in the Super Bowl. It would, without a doubt, it would be the worst matchup of all time for two quarterbacks. Okay, right. And I'm not trying to disrespect
Brad Johnson and Rich Gannon.
But see,
I'm joking.
But
I missed that up.
Well, think about this though.
I messed that up.
Brad Johnson, and I understand why people say that.
Oh no, that's right.
Yeah, it's right.
It is right.
Brad Johnson and Rich Gannon was the MVP of the league.
He was.
Brad Johnson was a two-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
He completed 62% of his passes. He threw for over 4,000 yards in a season.
Big Bad Brad.
Yeah, Big Bad Brad. You know Big Bad Brad. I don't think
handle.
everybody says it's because the 2000 that was the 2001 Tampa defense. So they were an absolute monster, right?
They weren't.
So what?
They weren't.
Oh, they were.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were an absolute monster. But it's not like he was this no-name awful quarterback in his career. I don't. I'm trying to figure out. So this is what my buddy and I were talking about. Who's the worst quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl? Like I would argue this.
You argue, not go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. I'll be waiting because the answer. I got the list.
Okay, I've got three guys primarily. Okay, I think Trent Dilfer is the answer. Okay, so that's one. The other answer I'm going to give might surprise the hell out of most people, but I would say Joe Namath is in there. And perhaps the last one I might say, and this might have a little bit of the rivalry aspect, with Jim McMahon. Those three quarterbacks,
BYU.
I would probably put them ahead of a lot of other things. Like nobody says that about Jim McMahon. They talk about the great defense of Baltimore, and they talk about the great defense of Tampa. And then when you get to the Bears, all everybody talks about is, oh my God, I can't believe Walter Payton did score a touchdown. You and I did this 2 weeks ago. Me too. Jim McMahon wasn't a great quarterback at all.
Nope.
Those are the three guys. Now, Joe Namath, people will get really pissed. A friend of mine, Mike O'Hara, would get really mad right now. Joe Namath is the most overrated player in the Hall of Fame.
I agree.
Okay.
I had to hold my tongue the whole time I was in New York. I told you I had to hold my tongue, but I agree.
Did you?
What? Yes.
Okay. People talked about that a lot?
No. Well, he had a situation where he said something about me, and I thought it was very ironic that he would say something about my situation. Meanwhile, he was drunk as hell on the field trying to kiss Susie Colbert. So so that was where I had to hold my tongue in respect for him. Because the first thing I told my dad, I said, I know this overrated MF ain't talking to me.
Yeah, he better not be. Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, people
I
need to
learn my place.
People need to look. Great, the mink coat, great, the guarantee. Yeah. A huge win for that franchise and a huge win for the AFL.
They cheated.
Right? I don't know if they did or not. But here's
why didn't Johnny Unitas start that game? And why did he play in the second half and still look lights out?
Earl Moore was still pretty good, though.
Yeah, Earl Moore was a backup at that point.
I know he was.
Yeah, they benched Johnny Unitas, then brought him in, and then he looked amazing. So why did you bench him in the first place?
Yeah, I don't recall, and obviously I wasn't around talking about that at the time, but here's what I do know.
Yeah.
He's under 500 in his career.
Yeah.
He's thrown roughly 50 more interceptions than touchdowns in his career.
Yeah.
And he completes 50% of his passes in his career. You're trying to tell me that's one of the best quarterbacks of all time? Now, you can argue Jeff Hostetler. That's fine. You can argue a few other guys, because they didn't play real long.
Mark Rippon?
Mark Rippon was the MVP, though.
Okay.
Nick Foles?
Nick Foles would be the other one.
What about Flacco? How you feel about Flacco?
I think Joe Flacco's proven he's been a pretty good quarterback.
Joe Flacco, now when I say this, I'm not comparing him to Dirk Nowitzki as in terms of his career as an individual player, because Dirk's
two tall white guys.
Dirk's one of my favorite players of all time. Like, I don't care. But once I start saying it, you'll see what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Flacco's run in the playoffs, it needs to be studied. Like, it was one of the best runs as a starting quarterback that you will ever see. Much like Dirk's run in the playoffs when they won the championship. Arguably the greatest run that we've seen in the last 25 years.
Yeah.
You talked about Trent Dilfer. I couldn't wait. I knew you were going to talk about him. Let me stretch this one out. First thing I saw, like Trent Dilfer said to me when I got drafted to Cleveland Browns because he was my starting quarterback, came into the locker room. He had a bunch of clips up of comments that I had made. All my comments were positive. Like comments that I said at the press conference, I said, I just want to come in here. I want to do the things necessary to win. I want to, be accountable. I want to be the best version of myself for the Cleveland Browns. I want to do everything for us to win. Like it was Michigan. It was coach speak. It was true. He comes in, all these are clipped. My locker's next to his. And he's like, hey, all this BS that you're spewing, we're going to find out if it's real. That's how he introduces himself to me.
Wow.
Like, I don't get mad at me because you're some flame out first round pick back in the day that won the Super Bowl. Speaking of that Super Bowl, let me get to that. So these are his.
By the way, we did not talk about this prior to the show. This is called a man who is just being prepared. That's all.
47%. That's his completion rate in the 2000 playoffs. Also, 590 yards in 4 games. You do the math and divide that up. Yeah, you'll be disappointed. 3 touchdowns to 1 interception, not bad. Mostly running, not throwing. Like the Joker had 120 yards and 147 in the championship game, 123 the round before that, 110 the round before that, like 140 the round before that.
Yeah.
Like Trent Dilfer was trash, and this is the kicker. this is the.
And Tennessee sucks.
I hope this gets clipped. I hope he sees
Come on,
this
I want
too.
to hear that.
At the end of the day, the man won the Super Bowl, right? They cut his ass before the plane even got back to Baltimore. Like, he was no longer on the team. That lets you know what it was.
Yeah.
Like, to win a Super Bowl and to then get cut, that lets you know what it was. So Trent Dilfer is the worst Super Bowl winning quarterback ever.
Am I off base too much on the others? Like
No.
When Cam says Joe Flacco played 18 years, man. Okay, I mean he's started like 200 and what would it be?
We're talking about Super Bowl champion quarterback.
To Cam's.
No, I know, but he was MVP and Foles was MVP too. I mean, if that's what we're gonna do, when I said MVP, I meant MVP of the league.
Yeah.
Okay. We're talking about certain guys like, oh my God, he's not that good.
Yeah.
That guy was the MVP of the league for crying out loud.
As it relates to Joe Flacco, I understand what Cam is saying. Like, up into the Super Bowl, like 100%, because I played against him. We're in the same division.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, Flacco's not that good. Like, I don't see it. And then they never had really wide receivers like that. But I did not see it from Flacco until that playoff run. And now, just look at what Flacco's done in the last 6 years.
Yeah.
Last 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, heck, Flacco can play some football.
Yeah, I think
maybe
he's
it
proven
wasn't him. Maybe it's the Baltimore Ravens organization where all they want to do is run the ball, play through the tight ends, and play great defense.
Yeah,
I
think he's proven himself. Where a guy like Nick Foles, who started 29 games in his career, is probably a better answer, even though he was MVP of the Super Bowl too. So I think it's a fun discussion. Kool-Aid, you got a thought on that outside of? I know you'd probably go Cade McCown, but he never played in one.
Here's a sneaky one. This is a fun one.
Okay.
Could you say Peyton Manning?
No.
With the Broncos.
His record with the Broncos and what he did that year, not the loss or the year they lost, the year they got their ass kicked.
Yeah,
by
that's
Seattle.
when he broke all the records.
Yeah, that's when he broke all the records.
Yeah, and then 2 years later, he had to limp through.
You still got it done though. Yeah, he limped it through.
No. Brock Osweiler got it done. And then Peyton played in the Super Bowl. And
how many games did Brock? I don't recall how many games he started.
Every round in the playoffs except the Super Bowl.
And the regular season. Oh, because of the neck or what?
He did the last game of the regular season. It was like whatever it was. I think it was a hand.
Yeah.
He did the last 2 games of regular season, the 3 games in the playoffs, and then Peyton played in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The shot put on.
Yeah.
I was just being funny.
It's cool. I have a hard time saying that when we're talking about one of the the best players of all time.
That's why it was just, it was jokes.
But to your point, look, I just looked it up. He did start 7 games that year. So you're on point.
So Brock Osweiler is the best Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Well, he didn't win the Super Bowl.
Or the worst.
Guy 15 and 15. He's in the conversation. When we come back, we did something kind of cute. It's one of these things where you're going to pick the best of the remaining players at the skill positions. We're going to give you a certain amount of money. Huh?
Joe Theismann.
Joe Theismann, yeah. Yeah, that's not a bad one.
Russell Wilson.
That's not a bad. Yeah, again, you're talking about an MVP of the league.
I'm just having
fun. Well, you just make me every time
Russell
you say
won
something,
MVP.
Russell Wilson was an MVP of the league.
When?
Sure, he was.
He won Walter Payton Man of the Year. I don't think he won MVP.
Oh, I think he won MVP of the league.
I'll put a bet on that.
Okay. You want to do an acai bowl?
Place your bets.
Okay. KG still owes me that acai bowl. But when we come back, we're gonna play that game. We're gonna do something fun here. We're gonna put a certain amount of money and put it on players, and then go from there and see who you can put together a team with after this from Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning and Jack's Car Wash. It's frigid out there. We were just talking about it. 6 degrees, right? When I pulled in. When I woke up this morning, it was -3.
Oh.
Yeah, it is cold. That's going to get you showing right through the shirt, if you know what I mean. Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning can
Russell
make
Wilson
sure.
Never won a Super Bowl. Just throwing that out there.
He won a Super Bowl.
He never won MVP.
He never won MVP. All right, I'm wrong. Thank you. Over 40 years, Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning is the MVP
there you go.
of heating and air conditioning. Reliable service, treating customers like family, and fast and dependable emergency service. Call them today, 734-238-3805, or go to their website, sharonsheating.com, and make sure you tell them the Braylon Edwards Show sent you.
What is going on? And speaking of MVPs, man, let's talk about Jack's Car Wash with over 40 locations around the great state of Michigan. Yesterday, I took my car to Jack's Car Wash. Shout out to my main man, Julio, right here at the one on Brown and Woodward. They did an amazing job. He made sure I was good, and they'll make sure you're good, too. Text WSN, thank you, to 888-522-1729. Text that, get a free car wash, and when you're there, sign up for the Unlimited plan. That is the only way to go. Free vacuums, free compressed air, free mat cleaning rooms. This is the spot for you, man. Look at the day like today. You're not telling me you want a beautiful car wash on a beautiful day like today. Go to Jack's right now.
Like a frostbite straight from the divine. Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, he's an ache. No side effects, no mistake. Chill Sub-Zero, icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play. Chill Sub-Zero.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Let's go. If you're looking to take your relaxation to the next level, I'm just playing. I know you are. So scan that QR code right there on the screen. And you guys got to book your visit to the Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills. This thing is the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. I'm telling you, I was a little skeptical at first. But when they brought this chair into the studio, I remember everybody was gone. I looked around. I sat in that chair. And now I need one in my house. I'm going to have to figure out some type of way. But I'm glad we got one in the studio. And I'm also glad that Eric Duncan, Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc, and the creator of the #1 YouTube channel for massage chair reviews at the Wellness Doc, I'm glad they allows you to book a visit to the massage chair by going to massagechairhouse.com or scanning that QR code. Massage Chair House. It is your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation. Y'all go ahead and book it.
And it is Conference Championship Sunday. You can place any bet up to $1,000. If you lose, you get that bet back. All you got to do is scan this QR code, enter the code Woodward1000. And if your first bet doesn't hit, you'll get your deposit back up to $1,000 just for giving it a shot. Minimum bet, $20. Download the Caesar Sportsbook app today, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use code Woodward1000 or scan the QR code on the screen.
And we back.
Okay, let's get to this kind of a fun game. I've enjoyed when we've done this before, and that is where we put up some players who are left in the playoffs.
Okay.
And we put a monetary figure with them, and then you get a certain amount of money to try and put together a team.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to see where you feel it is most important. And this is, we just broke it down by teams. I would think Drake May should be next to, instead of Sam Darnold. He would be 2. Okay. I think the wide receivers is pretty good. I think the running backs is pretty good, and I would say Hunter Henry is probably the best tight end. But we can play it this way if you guys want. You can play it this way. Fox put it this way. So build your squad. You got $10. This is the Rams are 4, the Seahawks are 3, the Patriots are 2, and the Broncos are $1
I have
each.
$10
You have $10
to make myself a squad.
to make yourself the best squad you can.
Well, I'm definitely going to start off with Matt Stafford.
Okay, there's 4.
Let me do it in reverse. Let me go
Okay.
tight ends. Like, I'm not paying $4 or $3 for either one of them. Evan Ingram's a little inconsistent, but he's much more athletic than the other ones. Hunter Henry, I may get catching in a little bit of blocking. Hunter Henry's got more touchdowns than Ingram, too. He's a, what, $2 tight end? Okay, yeah. Let me get
$2 tight end.
Well, that's what the ticket is on him, right?
Yeah.
Right. The ticket is $2 on him. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me get Stafford for $4. Let me get. I'm about to pull a move. I'm about to get Pook and just get 2 $1 players. All right, let me get Stafford, Jackson Smith, and
You do got
Jigba.
Stafford, so that helps.
3, so that's 7. Then give me. Yeah, this is tough. 1, 2. Give me Stephon Diggs and give me Stafford.
Okay.
So now I'm at $6.
So you're at Diggs and Stafford.
100,
That's $6.
100%. Yeah, I like it that way. And then give me Ramondre Stevenson. And
Okay. That's 8. And you get A.J. Barner.
Or just no, give me Kenneth Walker and Evan Ingram.
Okay, Walker and Ingram.
Yeah, give me Walker. So give me Stafford, Diggs, Walker, Ingram.
Okay. I went Stafford, Smith and Jigba, Harvey and Henry.
Yeah,
that's what I went. It's a passing league. I got the best thrower. He can turn a hand off to this guy if he wants to. I get two of the best. I get one of the best, and you could argue the best. He might be the offensive player of the year, Jackson Smith and Jigba. And I get who I would consider the best tight end. I think Hunter Henry's the best tight end of the four.
Yeah.
So I feel pretty good about that.
I think I like my team better than yours.
That's why you picked them.
Because I like, we're just conversating because you said the same thing last time. You said you liked your team better.
I did.
I like my team better because I think that Stephon Diggs and Jackson Smith and Jigba, they're equal right now. Because the knowledge that Stephon Diggs has, he still has a little bit of an edge over the athleticism that obviously Jackson Smith and Jigba has over him. Kenneth Walker is by far a better back.
For sure.
So I win that category, and then you win the tight end category, but Hunter Henry is nowhere near as athletic as Evan Ingram. I like that.
Yeah, I'm not trying to play, winning in any type of track and field competition or decathlon. I want the best tight end. I think I got the best tight end.
Matthew Stafford with a tight end as fast as Evan Ingram. Good luck.
And I love Jackson Smith and Jigba. So
he's a hell of a player.
I'm all over it. You guys got one. Go ahead. Yeah. $10. Spend away.
$10 here.
$10.
$10. Let me see here.
4, 3, 2, 1. What do you got?
I got y'all. We're going Drake May.
I was just thinking that.
Nice.
Tapuka.
Yeah.
Okay.
With K9. And Ingram is his tight end.
Okay. I like it.
Let's go.
It's different. That's
I
good
liked
stuff.
it a lot. And then to finish off with Ingram, I'm like, all right, I still win. I still win. I liked it. I'm like, shoot, dang, he got May, Nakua, he's got Walker.
But then that's all I could work with at the end right there, So,
look, everybody prioritizes differently, right?
Yep.
So here's what I would say.
Drake,
Stafford and May are pretty close. That's pretty obvious. And Jigba and Nakua are pretty close. That's pretty obvious.
Yes.
I think the running backs, Bray's right. Kenneth Walker is probably the best of the four.
Yeah.
I like his strength.
So you got him at 3.
Walker.
Yeah. I just don't. Evan Ingram just doesn't do it for me. So I would take every tight end over Evan Ingram.
But that's okay because Puka's going to go off. K9's going to get you 3 tutties from the goal line.
That's
we good.
interesting. Okay.
Where would Bo Nix be? That's an interesting one.
Yeah, that would be.
Because I think he'd be in the same spot.
Well, first of all, I don't think Sam Darnold should be 2. I think it should be Stafford, May. Then I would probably put Bo Nix and then Sam Darnold.
Well, Sam Darnold is the only quarterback in NFL history with back-to-back 14-win seasons. Actually, he's the
Tom
only
Brady's the other one.
Right.
Those two.
To have 14 wins. So I think there's something to that. Drake May is still an unknown. It's a bad year last year. This year is a better year. You're figuring it out. It's actually a really good year. He'll probably be second or maybe win the MVP. Sam Darnold's done it 2 years in a row. So, but yeah, Bo would be last.
He also crapped his pants last year. But yeah, I mean, like you said, he's got to win a game for you.
So did Josh Allen.
Yeah. But Josh Allen's also won in the playoffs.
I know.
But Sam Darnold's crapped his pants. The other guys, I mean, not save Stidham.
Hasn't had an opportunity yet to.
Right. And May was okay last week. He was okay. I mean, he wasn't great. He turned it over probably too often. But you know what? I mean, Stafford's turned it over in the playoffs too. So can't have everything.
Is there a space where you can get 1, 2, and then you'd be stuck with them 2? Yeah.
You're thinking of something different?
I was. Ramondre Stevenson's not a bad running back. He can catch out of the backfield. He's a decent runner too. So I was trying to figure out a way to maybe add him and then get these 2. But yeah,
Well, for a guy who says he loves his team, you sure are trying to find a different way to pick.
No, I do love my team, but when you play games like this, like you're always trying to see where you went wrong. Like I play this game on Instagram all the time. I'm like, all right, this is what I would do. Then like 30 minutes later, I'm like, delete comment. This is the one I want. Delete comment. No. Okay, well, give me Mike. Give me Mike, Isaiah. Give me 100%. Basketball is probably the most fun.
It is
to do it with because it's 5 players. You get 5.
Who would you put as your 3? That's the big question.
Ooh. Like where the money is at. That's always me. That's always Bird.
See, it is. God dang, I can't believe
I say
the same thing.
I always like Mike Mike and Bird are always on my team. Like Mike and Bird, and then I rotate the other three.
I think that I've always respected Michael Jordan, always, even though I don't like him. Larry Bird I have become more fascinated with as time goes on, because I think there are more people acknowledging just how great of a player he truly was. And I saw something the other day that mentioned if he hits that shot, that fadeaway baseline jumper, remember the famous Magic Johnson hook shot?
And Magic said he can't believe Larry missed that shot.
He said, I thought it was in.
Right.
James Worthy said, I thought it was in.
That's who it was, James Worthy.
Pat Riley said, I thought it was in. Larry Bird said, I thought it was in. Anyway, he makes that shot. They even that series at 2. They still have home court, I believe. If he makes that shot and they win that series, he's the MVP of the series again. You might be talking about something totally different when it comes to Larry Bird. Anyway.
You know what? I love this game. Let's play the if game, because if Isaiah Thomas doesn't throw that interception, if they don't cheat us against Bill Laimbeer and the Phantom Final Lakers, we're not talking about the Lakers nor the Celtics in the 80s.
Can I add one to that?
Please.
If Isaiah doesn't basically break his ankle,
that was same year.
Series.
So yeah,
88.
To your point, those two things.
Now I don't know if they win 3 in a row. Okay, because you can never predict that, of course, because things change, obviously. But they're in a position to do it.
If they don't
get it started earlier.
If they don't call that foul on Bill Laimbeer, it's over.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something. It's not like I'm a huge Bill Laimbeer fan, but I'm going to tell you, I don't know if I've ever been quite that angry at a call, because it was a phantom call.
Yeah.
It was an absolute farce. Remember, it was at 80, help me with this, guys, 85 or 86 where Adrian Dantley and Vinnie Johnson collided at Boston Garden.
86?
With their heads, remember? Boom.
86.
Knocked Vinnie out, for sure. Who knows?
First of all, if you can headbutt Vinnie Johnson and knock him out, you were coming with some force.
You've got a steel plate. You've got a steel plate in your head.
Let's just say he doesn't have a small head.
Yeah, no, but he was one tough dude. Loved Vinnie Johnson. Good conversation. Kool-Aid, did you want to make your pick of your team, or do you want us to move on to get to some super chats?
Cade Cunningham.
Cade Cunningham's my quarterback, wide receiver, running back, and tight end.
For me, but I like the sneaky pick of Drake May, but it's like when you're in this thing and you're trying to get to Super Bowl Sunday, I think you got to go with a guy who's walking with that MVP. I got to go with Matthew Stafford for QB1. I'm gonna go with because I got to go with Kay Walker for my running back, so that's already 7.
So here's what you do. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Gotta go. I'm gonna go Hunter Henry for the tight end, and I'll rock with Sutton as a wide receiver.
Because I was going to say,
will make it work.
The only when Braylon said, I start thinking, when you play these games, here's my second team. It's May, Smith and Jigba, Walker, and Henry.
That was another
if I had
combination
that,
I was looking at.
If I had that, I'd feel pretty good too.
I was gonna do
It'd
that
be the
one,
second
but it was
best
just
team.
the Stafford, he's already won a Super Bowl, the experience. But that one was my first one I was looking at. Was May, JSN, Walker, because I agree with you guys. I think he's the best back on that board right now, and then definitely Hunter Henry.
Give me Stafford, Puka,
and then
Cortland Sutton.
He's doing it all over again.
Give me Stafford, Puka, Cortland Sutton, and Evan Ingram. The hell with a running back.
He loves Evan Ingram.
The hell with a running back.
Let's get into our picks then for the weekend, shall we?
Yeah,
because we got Dr. Pierce coming up.
Can we add Michigan Ohio State to that today?
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about that, because what they're going to do, they're going to honor Trey Burke as retiring his jersey. Good for them. That's exactly what they should do. Yeah. All right. He's the National Player of the Year, and he deserves to be up there.
Yeah, he's a dog too, man. It's fitting that they're doing it against Ohio State, because it's twofold. Everybody knows he's from Ohio. Yep. He decommitted from Ohio State to go to Michigan. That's 1. 2, I don't know if I know a team that he played against that he did more against than Ohio State. Every time Trey Burke played against Ohio State and the Buckeyes, he was lights out. It was almost like I didn't come to your school for a reason, but let me show you what you missed out on.
Yeah.
I think there was something in the recruiting kind of similar to Charles Woodson's story, where it's like, obviously, we'll say Cooper goes there, disrespects his mom in his opinion, and then he goes to Michigan on purpose so that he could see them for 3 years, etc. I think it was along those lines of disrespect. So shout out to Michigan for getting it right and the right game.
I didn't know that about Charles Woodson. I didn't know Cooper showed some disrespect.
When he went in there, when you go into these interview processes, the coach goes into the living room, as they call it, go to your house, go in the living room, have these conversations. She was so he, talking about Coach Cooper at the time, was so fixated on having conversations with Charles and the male figures that were in the house that he didn't respect the mom enough to throw questions her way. Gotcha. He didn't respect her enough to, ask, it was always directed towards Charles and the men.
Gotcha.
And then she just politely remained calm, politely didn't say anything, and the rest is history. But the disrespect is what made him go to Michigan.
I think the beauty of what Trey Burke did is he gets his number retired after just 2 years. People have to remember that.
It's college basketball, though.
Yeah. Still, I mean, that's quite the rest of those guys didn't do that.
No, they didn't.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I mean, it was different rules, but still, there's something to be said for that. And he was. You talk about a guy who
Jamal Crawford, make him next then.
you talk about a guy.
Legend.
You talk about a guy who got after it, right? I mean, he was just. Even in the national championship game against Louisville, he had 24 points. Okay,
and a blocked dunk.
Yeah, don't even get me
of Siva that was all ball. I have never seen the referees make a foul call on 2 point guards meeting at the rim.
Yeah.
I've never seen it before.
Yeah, I got in a little trouble when I called that.
I was about to say somebody might have a front row seat to that.
Yeah, I was more than a little upset because it was just the wrong call. Okay, and you don't have to insert yourself at that point. All right, this has nothing to do with me being, at the time, the voice of Michigan basketball. It was really frustrating because you wanted to let the game play out. I think there was a 3-point difference at the time. Yeah. Michigan, if that's a block, period. It's a block. It's like certain things we see with Calvin Johnson. It's a catch. It's a block, and you go down the other way. And I'm not saying you make a 3, but if you make a hoop there, you're within 1, right? I mean, he was so good during that tournament. He had 23 against Kansas. Everybody remembers the big shot, and I get it.
He balled the whole,
But he balled the entire game. That dude was so money, and I'm really happy for him. I was really, really proud to call a lot of those games because that was such a good team, man. They were such a good team. They had, look at all the pros they had on that team.
I don't like talking about that Louisville game, and the reason why is because I consider myself a biased Michigan alum and fan. What I mean by that is just because I went to Michigan, I don't be like, oh, that was a foul. Oh, man, the ref called a bad call on that. Oh, this was that. I don't do that because of Michigan. I like to see the game for what it is. Sometimes I'm going to be biased because that's my school. I saw 5 calls in that game that I still remember today that were not called and that would have benefited Michigan. Whether it was the 3-pointer Glenn Robinson made, got fouled, they didn't give him an and one. Whether it was the 3-pointer Trey Burke made, got fouled, got knocked down actually, didn't call. Whether it was the wrong call where they called the foul on Gordy Zhang instead of, I can't think of their forward's name who could shoot. They called it on Gordy Zhang, who had 1 foul, now 2, as opposed to the individual whose foul it was, who had 3 and would have been 4. So instead of, now he stays in the game, and guess what happened? When Spike Albrick hit those 4 threes at the end of the first half, at the end of the last 2 minutes, guess who also had 4 threes? So it nullified the individual that would have been sat on the bench because he had 4 fouls.
Yeah.
But instead they keep him in the game, and that joker hit, he hit 4 shots.
I think you were thinking of Wayne Blackshear, by the way.
Blackshear, that's exactly who it was.
The thing that I remember most about that run that Trey Burke, so there's a couple of things. First, what he did when they lost to Penn State. It was an upset. Everybody, no one could believe it. It was at State College. They didn't look very good in the whole game, and Trey Burke told everybody, look, I mean, this is where leadership took over for him, which I thought was fantastic. A lot of people made a big deal out of getting bounced after 2 rounds in the Big Ten tournament. That team basically said, we don't care about the Big Ten tournament. With all due respect, we don't. We're going to focus on it. When they went to the Palace and played South Dakota State, and they had VCU in the bracket. And that's when the Sheik pick, and hey, look, everybody, you got to make predictions. I got no problem with it. But even local people who had a chance to see them on a regular basis should have known better and didn't know better. And there was a kid by the name of Nate Walters who was a really good shooter for South Dakota State. Michigan held him to 3 for 14 from the floor. And they blew them out of the building. And that was a chic pick by a lot of people. They beat them 71-56, and they really could have named their score. Mitch McGarry was leading the break, okay?
Big 50.
So a lot of people thought, okay, so they get by that, but they're not going to be able to catch fire, especially against VCU because Shaka Smart, and all the defense that they brag about. Michigan beat them worse. They beat them worse than they beat South Dakota State. And then it's Kansas, and we all know about the shot. It was fantastic. Then it was an absolute butt-kicking of Florida, who didn't even belong on the same floor as Michigan did, okay, against Florida. And then it's Syracuse, and Syracuse had just beaten Indiana. And Indiana was a really good team. And Indiana, I remember watching that game and talking with some coaches.
Indiana owned Michigan that year in the regular season.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
Okay. I don't recall that. I thought they split with them. But either way, here's what they did. They kept going against that 2-3 zone, whereas, boom, Zeller's catching at the free throw line or the elbow, and he's driving down that lane trying to get a call, and he didn't get it. He didn't get it. And I remember Michigan talking. I watched film with them, and I remember Beeline talking about, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put Tim Hardaway Jr. at the free throw line right in the middle of the zone. We're going to take Mitch McGarry and put him at the free throw line right in the middle of the zone. You know what we're going to do? Because we have got such gifted tall passers, because we have multiple ball handlers, we're going to let them come, and we're going to hit backdoor. And we're going to pass out of those double teams or when they sag towards you. And then we're going to hit open shots. It was a phenomenal game plan, and Burke was in the center of it all, so I'm really happy for him tonight.
Yeah, no, 100%. It was dope. It was dope watching them and kind of go through that. They just had a squad. Nick Stauskas was out there. He was shooting.
Glenn Robinson.
Yeah, but G-Rob and Tim Hardaway Jr. was figuring his way out. It's
ironic,
the heyday, man.
Ironic that it's coming
They
against.
almost lost to Penn State this year, and I was kind of like watching that.
You're right.
I was like, this feels eerily familiar. I mean, it still said 1 loss right now. So
ironic that they're doing it against Ohio State tonight, huh? Isn't it?
100%.
And then we've got that's a collision course. You're going to have a collision course pretty soon with Michigan and Michigan State next week. And don't forget the watch party at Art and Jake's. All right, let's get to our predictions.
Lansing, huh?
Let's get to our predictions, shall we?
Okay.
Who do you want and who do you think is going to win in the conference championship games? We will get to that. Plus, ESPN put out something that I think is pretty interesting. The top 100 players. How many Lions are in it, and where do you think they are? We'll get to that after this from Dr. Pearson, buddies.
Attention sports fans, don't miss expert sports injury insights from Dr. Jeff Pearson, Michigan Sports Inspired. Catch him on Big D Energy on Tuesdays, as well as the Braylon Network Show with Shep right here on Thursdays. Not Thursday this week, where he shares top-tier advice to keep athletes in peak condition. Trust the guy we trust, and that guy is Dr. Jeff Pierce. We'll have him up in a couple of minutes, so I'll tell you the rest then. But trust this guy. I've been working with him and his staff all week, and I feel a lot better than I did when I went in there, though. He is the guy, Michigan Sports and Inspired.
Buddy's Pizza is the pizza, too, celebrating 80 years of the original Detroit-style pizza. It is your favorite. It's my favorite. And you can add some Detroit style to your next event with Buddy's Catering. Their menu is packed with fan favorites, including their award-winning pizza, signature salads, home-style pastas, and more. Save 20% off your next catering event where you spend $200 or more. All you got to do is use the promo code Woodward20. That's Woodward20. And to check out their menu, check out buddiespizza.com/catering.
Sub-zero, icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play. Chill Sub-zero.
Big Injuries? Big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shepard Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
To any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports. Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball. You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
Hey, everybody, come on out to Black Rock. I'm just joking, but
water through my nose.
My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. All right, everybody, come on out to Black Rock Bar and Grill. Yeah, we're just kicking. No, the Woodward heavyweights are headed to Black Rock Bar and Grill in Davidson, Michigan for the 3rd Black Rock Food Review on Wednesday, January 28th from 5 to 7. They'll be joined by special guests. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the Enforcer D-Mac, trying the all-new Enforcer Cut 25-ounce ribeye inspired by the legend himself. Order the Enforcer Cut at your local Black Rock today for a chance to win a signed Darren McCarty jersey or 2 tickets to Detroit versus Colorado at LCA on Saturday, January 31st. To enter, post a photo of your steak using hashtag BR Enforcer Cut and hashtag giveaway. The winner will be announced by D-Mac live from Black Rock Davidson during the heavyweight show on the 28th. Sign up. Make it happen, man. You get yourself a free jersey, get yourself tickets to the Red Wings, who are red hot right now. And also, too, don't forget, mention Woodward Sports and get 20% off your food bill. Cam, look over.
Okay, legendary. You want legendary stuff? How about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men? Uncomplicated, simple as it gets. Sign in. Next thing you know, you're in the chair. Ooh. You're getting a handsome and clean cut. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's clean, and it's the right place, and it saves you some money, too. Open 10 till 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It is wicked awesome. Before we get to Dr. Jeffrey Pierce, we expect him to join us here shortly. Quick thought from you. What do you think of Jesse Minter as the new head football coach in Baltimore?
I think it's an amazing hire. Yeah, you see what Jesse Minter has been doing. Obviously, he started with John Harbaugh and the Ravens. He releases him. Hey, Jim, I got a dynamo on defense for you. He sends him up to Ann Arbor. They get the defense rocking and rolling up there and getting going. Then he sends him back. He now becomes defensive coordinator with the Baltimore Ravens, and they had the best defensive season in the last 8 years under Jesse Minter. He leaves. He goes to the Chargers. The Chargers, whose defense in 2024 was terrible. Was terrible. Excuse me, 2020. 25 was his past. Yeah, in 2023. 23 was horrible. It was bad. 24, Jim Harbaugh brings on Jesse Minter. They have the number one defense statistically in NFL. He just knows how to win, and I like it from the standpoint. It's like a Mike McDonald situation. He came up under Jim Harbaugh. You see the success that he's having with the Seattle Seahawks. Jesse's already been in that building. And that building has some issues. Why they moved on from John Harbaugh, why you trying to see what's going on with Lamar Jackson. We have to have a conversation, a reckoning. The defense has lost their ideology. Yeah. Like, they're not the same defense that he had, nor the same defense that they used to have. He was in that building as you start to see things kind of unfold, and the gripes and the complaints and what players are saying over here and not necessarily saying to the head coach and the front office. He heard those things, and now he's able to come back and maybe have conversations and maybe get everybody kind of on the same page. Because that's what they haven't had in Baltimore, is just being on the same page, offense, defense, front office, head coach. I think Jesse Minter is the right hire for this situation.
So a familiar and respected face and voice for Baltimore. Good, I like that. Great breakdown. What about Phillip Rivers being interviewed for the head coaching gig in Buffalo?
Yeah, that's further showing you that, you know, you have a owner that does not know what he's doing, and you have a GM that's been promoted to president that also doesn't know what he's doing. And he's been in that owner's ear, and the information that he's passed to the owner isn't good information. There's no way you fire a coach like Sean McDermott, who legitimately in the last 8 seasons or 9 seasons as the Buffalo Bills head coach is 99 or 150 or what's it, like 128 to 50, whatever his record is. It's an impeccable record. He's been to the conference championship twice. He's been to the playoffs every single season he's been there. Yeah, they can't get it done. You fire that guy for a guy that was coaching high school football, for a guy that, I don't know what the Colts were doing, but they came up with another gimmick. Hi, Jeff Saturday, in the words of Matt Shepard. Like, it just seems like it's off the rails. You got him at the podium lobbying for this GM and defending him when we clearly heard the soundbite. It was his Keon Coleman chose. Why are you even bringing up one player when you're at the podium? He also did not talk to Josh Allen about removing Sean McDermott, and I guarantee you he did not talk to Josh Allen about interviewing Phillip Rivers, and it got out. So, ladies and gentlemen, like Shep said yesterday, your franchise could always be worse, and your franchise is nowhere near as bad as the Buffalo Bills, who have done much more in the last 8 years.
18 years in the NFL for Phillip Rivers doesn't necessarily mean that you're ready to jump in as a head coach. There have been over 40,000 people who have signed a petition to bring Sean McDermott back in Buffalo. Over 40,000.
You know what this is starting to feel like, Shep? Tell me if I'm wrong. There was an NBA coach that got fired last year after the playoffs, and when the team that fired him, they thought they were doing something good. Well, he doesn't know what he's doing, and he plays his players too hard, and he struggles in the postseason. And we're going to get rid of him, and everybody's going to want to line up because this is the best job in the NBA, even though we've only won 2 titles, and that was back in 1971, 72. Like, all of a sudden, he's like, everybody wants to be the New York Knickerbockers head coach, and then the first guy turns you down, and the second guy turns you down, and the third guy turns you down. And before you know it, you're hiring a head coach in Mike Brown that nobody wants. That everybody has fired.
I love that.
It's very similar to what the Buffalo Bills are going through right now.
It sure seems like it, man. It's amazing to me how that stuff works itself out and how this stuff comes about, and they don't recognize it.
Right. It's okay to want.
I don't get it.
It's okay to want to make a risky move. It's okay to want to make just let's go for it. Let's change it up. For lack of a better word, let's shake shit up.
Yeah.
Like, for lack of a better phrase,
let's do something outside the box.
100%. I'm sorry I cursed, Mom, but it is what it is. Like, let's do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you do that, you got to have a plan.
Amen.
Like, the risk has to have something to it. You're like, I want this risk. However, this is what it's going to look like. This is where we're going to go if this doesn't work. This is where we're going to, this is where we'll start. This proves that they had no starting point. If you're going to fire a coach as good as Sean McDermott, and it's okay, he had some shortcomings. If you're going to fire a coach that good, you better have 3 coaches on deck that you have vetted, that it's got to be one of these 3 guys.
I was thinking about you the other day because I had another conversation about the best. We were talking about Myles Garrett, a friend of mine and I, and we were talking about the best edge rushers or the best pass rushers of all time. Yeah. And everybody kept saying, "Oh, he's got 23. He's got 23. It's a record." I said, "Well, hold on. Bubba Baker's got the record. It's a tied record, okay?" I said, "And by the way, a friend of mine always says that Reggie White is the best." I don't know if people remember this, and I dug for it because Braylon made me think. In 1987, Reggie White had 21 sacks.
Was it first year?
No. It was. I don't think. No, it wasn't his first year.
In the NFL?
He had 21 sacks. He played 12 games. 12 games. Let's get to some super chats. Kool-Aid, fire away.
Oh, that's a good one. Now I have another one to add to one of mine. Like Jerry Rice, everybody talks about the record that Randy Moss now holds, 23. When Jerry Rice scored those 22 touchdowns, 10 games. Like when Jerry Rice broke the NFL record for receiving touchdowns in the season, Shep, it was 10 or 11.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, it's not 10, it's 11.
Wow. Man, it's just
OJ had 2,100 yards.
When he had 22 games, you're saying?
You said what?
22 touchdowns, you're saying?
22 touchdowns.
It was 12 games.
12 games. So 12
That's still,
12?
Yeah. Same as Reggie White. Yeah. That's crazy.
I had 16 in 16 games, and I was begging for touchdowns. Like that's tough. 12 games.
By the way, I was thinking about you in that regard too. 2007, your last year.
Yeah.
Because you always bring up 1,300 yards. If you get 1,300 yards, 8 touchdowns, you're special in the National Football League. You're right.
Used to be.
In 2007, there were 5 guys who had 1,300 yards or more. There were 10 guys who had 8 touchdowns or more. Okay, that was your last year in the National Football League.
That was Pro Bowl year.
This year, this year, 5 guys, 1,300 yards or more, 20 with 8 touchdowns or more.
Yeah.
Okay, so double from just 2007. It's not a long time.
Also, what you're seeing about that, also what you're looking at too is the reusing of the running back position. Because like if you go back like 4 years ago, like receivers, like you starting to have like 20 receivers with 1,000 yards.
Yeah, no doubt.
20 receivers with 10 touchdowns. Well, I never named that 10, but like the yards part, 20 receivers with 1,000 yards, like nothing. But now that you're doing the run, Cam, go ahead, jump in on this.
No, I was just letting you know, Dr. Pierce, 5 minutes.
Oh, I appreciate that, man.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, with him coming on in 5 minutes, let's do your picks.
Okay.
Who do you like to win, and who do you want to win this weekend in the conference championship games? Let's go AFC first. It's Denver hosting New England.
Like I'm not gonna lie, like not having your starting quarterback, like I don't know why. Like I like having the starter quarterback. I feel like when you have a starting quarterback, your roster is complete. You can have the Super Bowl, and it's like what Nick Foles obviously ruined that because he won. But so that is the first part. Give me the Patriots.
Okay.
Give me the Patriots. I think the Patriots are gonna win this game. I think Denver's going to make it a lot closer than people think.
It's a 4.5 spread.
No. Take the points and take the Broncos because the game's not going to be more than 4.5.
It's going to be like 3.
I think the Broncos lose by 2.
Okay.
But I think the Patriots win. I want Vrabel over Sean Payton. I don't like Sean Payton.
I don't either.
It is like I don't like him. So speaking of Sean Payton,
never thought I would say this, but I actually want the Patriots, and I never in a million years did I think I would say that.
Because Vrabel isn't running it like the same old At least that's what it feels.
Yeah.
Like when I'm watching it, I'm not watching the same the what do you call it, the Death Star in Star Wars. I'm not watching Bill Belichick out there with the cutoff sweater. And it's different.
Although the halftime interviews are pretty entertaining, considering Vrabel gets out of there as quickly as possible. Yeah. I think a lot of the coaches, I think they can't stand that stuff. I mean, Dan Campbell's the best at engaging. The rest of them absolutely hate it. All right, NFC
I will watch, though. Watch for Sean Payton. Watch how tight he coaches. Because that's been one of the things about him in his career. He's got 5 notable heartbreak losses. And it's not about what happened in the last moment. It's about how those teams were able to climb back. Whether it was Marshawn Lynch and the Beastquake, that was on the Saints. Whether it was a Minnesota Miracle by Stephon Diggs, that was on the Saints.
Good one.
The one that I don't think was his fault per se was the pass interference that they did not call against the Rams.
Right.
Where he just obliterated the receiver on the sideline. Like, that should have gone their way. There was another ugly one that I got to go back and find. But anyway, he's had a lot of notable losses in the playoffs where he's allowed teams to come back, or his players have allowed teams to play themselves back in.
All right, let's get to the NFC Championship game. The Rams are at Seattle in the winner take all, but also the rubber match.
Yeah, give me the rubber match. Give me Matt Stafford and the Rams. Their team, I think, is at full throttle. They're ready. I'll spare you the details of they're trying to get a revenge for Week 16 because they're not. They're trying to make it to the Super Bowl, and I think they have the best team. I think you have full speed ahead now. You got Devontae Adams off the overside of Puka. You got your guard back. I think they're ready to rock and roll in the defense. I think it's Sam Darnold, you got to show me. You got to show me. So give me the Rams. Who do I want to win?
Yeah.
Give me the Seahawks.
Because of your affiliation.
No,
right?
No, not necessarily that. It's because I believe in what I believe in what John Snyder is as a GM. I believe in what he's able to construct. I like Mike McDonald, not because he was at Michigan. I just like him as a coach. When I watch him, he has similar energy to Sean McVay, but that energy isn't annoying. And Sean McVay he's a bit annoying. He's won one. He's annoying. Stafford's already won himself one, so I would prefer to see Seattle win it.
I think there's been 11 wild card teams ever to play in the Super Bowl. So the Rams are trying to become just that.
How many have won? I know the Steelers for a while were like the only one.
I think the 2020 Bucks were the last team.
Yes.
I don't know how many overall.
That's the other one.
Okay.
I'm glad you brought that up.
What?
Tom Brady beating Sean Payton because they had whooped them twice in the regular season, and then in that season they were winning by, I want to say 12. In that game, and then Brady came back and they beat the Saints.
Yeah, the Saints were the 2 seed that year.
That was another one of the Sean Payton losses.
Yeah, actually Tampa beat Washington.
Taylor Heineke.
Okay, New Orleans, and then Green Bay.
Taylor Heineke. Yeah. The Commanders.
Yeah, and then dismantled the Chiefs at home in the Super Bowl in Raymond James Stadium.
That proves you have to have O-linemen. Because
Yeah.
who was Patrick Mahomes without? I'm not making excuses.
Yeah.
It's conversation.
Right.
Left tackle, right tackle. He couldn't do anything.
Just quickly, looked it up. Let us know when Doc is ready. Raiders in 1980, wild card. 97 Broncos, wild card. Ravens 2000, wild card. Steelers 2005, that was here in Detroit. 2007 Giants. 2010 Packers. And 2020 Tampa. Those are your wild card Super Bowl champions. Is Doc with us?
I see Doc just jumped on now.
Okay, that's a beautiful thing.
Shout out.
You want to get a super chat in real quick before we get to Doc, or do you want to hit Doc first?
We'll go to the Doc first.
Okay, let's go to the Doc. Dr. Jeffrey
the
Pierce.
Super chat system is, let's just say that the people were absolutely showing out today.
Okay, that's a beautiful thing. Dr. Jeffrey
Shout out,
Pierce
chat.
joins us from the Michigan Sports and Spine Center. Doc, you got us?
Hey, we got him right here. It looks like he has a pretty good backdrop, too.
I knew he was going to be in the car.
Oh, he's driving? Oh, that's good.
What's up, Doc? What's
up? A place where there's no.
Am I seeing palm trees?
You guys, I'm trying to get away from the.
Look at that elongated sunroof. And that doesn't look like a rental car.
I tell you what,
his homeboys got some money.
He rents more expensive cars than I do. I can tell you that.
That's not a rent. His homeboy was like, "Yeah, I got you, Doc." You know what I'm saying? He'll be waiting when you pick this up, Doc. Man, I appreciate Michigan Sports and Spine this week, man. You guys have hooked the brother up. My arm, the bicep, the inside, the tendon, and all the ligaments and all the things. They feel a lot better today than they did on Monday, and I got a plan. I'll see Rosine and Faith, who was amazing. Like, all the questions she asked me, like, she got to the bottom of what it could be and what it wasn't. And after she did treatment, felt a lot better yesterday, and I felt a lot better this morning. So Michigan Sports and Spine and Doc, they know what the hell they are doing.
What up, though, Doc?
Guy, I couldn't write that better myself.
We're doing good, man. Appreciate you.
No, I do appreciate. But just to play off of that, I mean, that was a soft injury that you kind of picked up on because you're tuned to into your body. That
he stopped in one place with no service.
I think we're having some technical difficulties with Dr. Pierce. We'll try
Too
to fix
sunny and
those.
warm there.
Yeah, too sunny and warm, right? Yeah.
He was good, and then he kept driving. I think as he drove a little further, he drove into the dead zone.
drove into the woods is what he did. He pulled over.
Probably what happened.
Okay, he's way up in the mountains. We'll try and reconnect. I do want to get there. He is. There he is.
He's sideways.
Yeah. He's upside down. I don't know if he got in an accident or if he's just playing around with us. He just want us to turn. Let's do a handstand like Amon-Ra St. Brown and look at it. Speaking of Amon-Ra St. Brown and the Lions, let's look at some of the injuries that these guys are supposed to come back from, Doc. On Big D Energy earlier today, you had a good one with Kirby Joseph. Take us through Sam Laporta's injury and how he comes back and how we can expect him at 100% next year.
Well, I thought what was great to what came out with him is that, and this is something to kind of show that what's going on. He basically said, I had a lot of aches and pains and everything else going on. And it was like the last straw that broke the camel's back type of thing. You guys hear me all right?
Yeah, we got you. We got you, Doc.
Definitely.
Okay. So basically with that, he had minor disc surgery, right? So what he's saying is that I'm going in phases. We talked a lot about that with Hutchinson, how we get through phases. He's got to learn how the muscle firing patterns. Number one, he's got to heal. Number two, he's got to get to firing patterns, get to swelling now, and then build up.
Okay. All right. Having some technical difficulties, just can't seem to connect with Doc very well. That's unfortunate because he was educating us a little bit on their Sam Laporta injury. So again, we'll keep making attempts there, but it's a little challenging, and we want to make sure when we get Doc on that he's able to speak clearly and we can all understand and hear him. Until
we get Doc back, we'll try to get him back, like you said, get it clear, if you will. They realized, talking about the Detroit Lions, how important I think Sam Laporta was last year.
Yeah.
I think not having him in there, you start to see immediately. I think the biggest time was the Eagles game. Mm-hmm. You see that game, the Minnesota Vikings game. There were games, every game, you realize how important he was as a player, and that's something that.
I was going to say, that was one of the conversations we talked about. I remember the first game we were playing without him, we pondered, how do the Lions look on their first drive, on their first quarters and in their first drives? Because Jared Goff, who it seemed like he didn't have a lot of comfortability early on, or at least that passing game didn't have the necessary rhythm.
Yeah.
It seemed like when they finally hit their good stretch, and got things back on, Sam Laporta was a big contributor in the first quarters. Big first downs and touchdowns.
Yeah, also, without a doubt.
Also, to your point, man, those first 5 games of the season, teams knew that he was going to be the guy to get the game started for Jared Goff. He was going to be the guy to get started for John Morton, and guess what? They still couldn't stop him. They just couldn't stop him. So that's something to keep in mind.
There was a rhythm that he helped them establish.
So his injury and coming back from that, it's going to be very, very important. You see who the new offensive coordinator is.
The next.
Petzing, you know who he went to last year. He went to Trey McBride, a ton.
Yep.
A ton, so.
Okay, I don't know if we got Doc back, but I do want to get some super chats in if we're not able to connect with Dr. Jeffrey Pierce.
Try, I guess, one more time.
Okay,
hey, Doc,
one more time. Doc, you with us?
Doc?
I can hear you.
Okay, good.
He's got the glasses on. No, there we go.
All right.
There we go.
All right, so continue with Sam Laporta, Doc. Go ahead.
All right, so bottom line, I don't know where we left off with that, but bottom line, what I like is that he's basically breaking down his own injury, saying, number one, I got into it because of all these little aches and pains and little things going on. Now he's been through surgery. You're looking at his recovery. So number one, we want to recover from the surgery. Number two, you want the inflammation down. You want to start worrying about firing patterns and things that he has to take care of to just get to take a hit. So you're looking at the swelling, the healing, the secret sauce, and now we're looking at the recovery. He says this is in the first phase is recovery, which means it's more than just walking. He's moving around. Then he wants to move to phase 2 where he can actually have some resistant training. But he's looking to strengthen his muscles around the surgical site so he can be meaningful minutes when he starts playing again.
Okay, that's good stuff. Sam Laporta.
Yeah, no, we definitely heard you on that. Like what? Because when the injury happened, before the season was over, there were talks that this may be a more serious deal than even us knew. What was it then versus where we're at now?
Well, now it was like, did he need surgery? He had a herniated disc. He had some issues there, but he didn't need major reconstruction. So now he's got minimally invasive surgical repair, which is very good for recovery. And now now we just need to get him healthy. And what does that mean? So it's a 4-phase system. One is full healing, full range of motion. Then we start strengthening. Then we start conditioning. And then we look at seeing him taking controlled hits and then uncontrolled hits. So he's only in the phase of healing, moving, and range of motion. We haven't started any type of resistance stuff just yet, which hopefully we can start in the next 2 weeks.
Hey, Doc, let me ask you a question. Let me switch it up to, because we're about to get up out of here in a second. Let me ask you a question about the playoffs this year. Sam Darnold is in the finals for the Seattle Seahawks playing against the Rams. He has an oblique injury. And it's, I think, on the right side, so it's on his throwing side. How is that going to affect him in Seattle? Go ahead, say it again.
I think we need to double check that. I think it's his left side.
Okay. How is that going to affect him as a quarterback in the pocket in Seattle where the weather, I want to say, is going to be 50, and so it won't be necessarily terrible?
So I liked what their game plan was last time. When you have your oblique injury, you're not able to open and rotate. So when you're opening and rotating, you're able to accelerate longer throws. Here, if you saw the game and we broke it down, they designed to play a game plan so he was in shorts, real quick releases, short passes, where he didn't have to really accelerate and use those obliques. I guarantee you he had some type of wrap on that secret sauce and to move him along.
That's great info. It really is. I mean, that helps you a little bit with Sam Darnold. Yeah, that's really good insight. Doc, thanks. Be safe. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week, okay?
Yeah, we'll be less choppy next time. Sorry, guys.
Okay, that's okay.
You're all good. We'll get you in the studio, man.
Yeah, we'll get you in the studio. That's where you belong.
I'm not coming back there for a while. It's too cold.
We'll find this place with some good Wi-Fi, man. Some good Wi-Fi.
So what?
Some good Wi-Fi.
All right, Doc. Thanks as always. We appreciate it. Let's get to a couple of super chats. We got to bang these out really quick because we're up against it. Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. We got a whole.
I'm gonna be moving.
Yeah, we got a whole lot of super chats.
Okay,
so look, I'm gonna go with some of the ones that Jarrell sent in when we were talking about what are some players that we would like to see for the Pistons. So he sent in several different ones. $5 super chat, Michael Porter Jr. $5 super chat, Davion Mitchell, which I think that's a sneaky.
He
good
sent
one.
several. What are the names?
Yeah. Michael Porter Jr. is one.
Okay.
Because they're all. This is a $5 super chat, $5, $2. That's from the Mexican.
I got you.
Davion Mitchell. He says he's a good defensive perimeter player. He also says Jaren Jackson Jr. with the $2.
That's a good one. Yeah,
I like that.
I like that one too.
And their team is not falling off the rails, so I think they're going to be selling everybody off, including Ja Morant.
I don't need a really high-end defensive guy. I just don't want a guy who can't play any defense. This team is supposedly built on defense with Asar Thompson and Isaiah Stewart, and Jalen Duren's gotten better in that regard. If they're as good as we think they are, and we think they are, then we can sacrifice just a little bit. I don't need a guy who's going to make all NBA defense. Okay, I've already got that guy. I need a guy who can help them in other areas that they're lacking right now. So that's a good one. I like the Jaren Jackson. Go ahead.
I like that one a lot. And Dante151 with the $4.99 super chat says, hell, just look at the Ball brothers, who their father tried to push them to the moon, saying
that's a good one.
They were top 10 picks and had teams that he crossed off the list.
Okay, hold on. Now, what is he saying about LeVar Ball? Is he saying that as a negative or a positive?
I don't know. It seems like it might be more of a negative.
I think it's a negative.
I do, but I like at least where they landed. 3 boys in the NBA.
First of all, like we're not gonna do this. Like LeVar Ball pushed his sons, legitimately did everything in his possible, big them kids up to put them in a spotlight, make those kids viral. A lot of stuff you didn't agree with, a lot of stuff I didn't agree with. But at the end of the day, one son goes 2 overall, another son goes 3 overall, another son makes it to the NBA, gets caught stealing in China, and still gets away. So I would say, that he is an example of a good father.
Played in Detroit.
Because we're not saying that about Tiger Woods, pops. You're not saying that about King Richard, Venus and Serena. So no, I disagree with that one.
Yeah, Jarrell also sends in a $5 super chat. It says Rams. In the words of Glorilla, because earlier you guys asked which team is there anyone that you believe is going to be that push button they're going to win it? He believes it's the Rams.
Wow.
In the words of Glorilla, let's go at the red light, twerking in my headlights.
Love Glorilla. Hey, really appreciate all the info and all the passion in the chat as always, all week long. It was fantastic. Always appreciate Cam and Kool-Aid. My friend, have a great weekend. Looking forward to next week as well.
Same.
As usual, this goes by way too quick, but we thank you for being part of it because it's not worth it, and we don't have this show without you. Enjoy the heavyweights a little bit later on at 5 o'clock. See you next week.
Moving light and love, like Sweet Potato said.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Stay warm.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before.